for the people who say that you could have found Tupac before he got shot in the hospital, that really don't understand your circumstances in dealing with that situation, what do you say to them?
I could have found him, huh? No, I mean, maybe, who knows, but I got lucky. Most of the guys I know and women that I knew had scattered. Nobody was around. There was no one location. We didn't meet up at the bar after the party closed. We just didn't see each other no more. All the Panther Party offices were closed. All the Panther Party apartments were no longer there. It was a different thing. We were all different. A lot of us started self-medicating. Anyways, include me. I did some things, But now I wish I could have. And it was a very difficult thing to know you have a son out there that you can't find, that you can't call, that you don't know where he is or what he's doing. And you don't really bring that up because to a certain extent you are embarrassed. Who could tell? Because they did deposition on some of my relatives, and they were asked, they said some knew Pac and some didn't. And the ones who didn't said, well, he just didn't bring them around. I didn't know of him. But it was very difficult for me to tell you that I have a son out there that I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. So for me to see him in that first movie, in Juice, to know that he had survived until that age, made my heart swell. And I wanted to see him and I wanted to know him. And that's when I started. His publicist was an old friend of mine, Karen Lee, from Jersey City. I thought that was the biggest coincidence that we ever could have. She was his publicist. She was the one I was dealing with. But I found that Feeney controlled her. So Feeney was telling her that Pac needed a little more time. Because I was trying to meet Pac for 1 to 3, 4 years, trying to meet him. One of the lawyers for her asked me, well, why didn't you go to one of his movies and make a scene and raise your hand that you're his father? That's just not my style. 1. 2, I was told that he didn't really want to see me at this time, which I found out later was a lie. You see what I'm saying? But I couldn't have done that. That ain't my style. I got too much pride, especially if you to believe what she said, that he said he didn't want to see me. So why would I go and do the groupie thing? Hey, Pac, I'm your dad. No, that ain't me. I'd never do no shit like that. I thought he knew. Now, if I would have known that he was not told the truth, then I might have. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a true story. I used to do air freight. I used to own a trucking concern. People who needed stuff overnight, good money in it back in the day. They would ship it overnight. Good fees, you can make a lot of money. But I used to deliver in Jersey City. The cemetery that the Sopranos and everybody, big cemetery in Jersey City, goes down the hill, Newark Avenue. I found out that I passed him when they were filming the movie Above the Rim. I saw all the cameras and the truck. I don't have to tell you because you know about that filming crews. I later learned that I was this fucking close. If I'd have parked the truck and walked over there, I could have seen my son. Wow. But I didn't know that would, I don't stop to see when I see people filming, But that was very coincidental, I thought,
Amazing.
Yeah, but I had to go 2 more years before I got a chance to see him. First time I seen him when we got to talk was in the hospital. We didn't talk. He was still recovering from that. I went to Jasmine Guy's house. That shot in the nut shit. Excuse me if anybody, I don't mean to be rude, but Pac was sitting on the couch. He had sent for me. He was happy to see me. He said, hey, Pops, pulled back his motherfucking blanket, showed me his nuts. He said, they ain't shoot me in the nuts. And not for nothing, I did realize he was my son there because we tend to, never mind, I don't But I thought that was funny. A lot of lies. That boy had to suffer so much. That boy went through so much. People lying on him. People stealing his money. Go ahead. I'll be rambling, so I don't want you.
No, you know, we're here to, celebrate your legacy, his legacy, and get the truth.
Yeah, his
from you.
legacy. I'm just the father.
Yeah,
But
you're part of that. Like, you're part of that legacy, because without you, he wouldn't be here.
And
without Afeni, he wouldn't be here.
No doubt.
Yeah. So
and I'm in my 70s, brother. So I figured, let me tell my side. I've had offers, maybe I would say 10 offers to do interviews. I did about 3, and all 3 were. You sit there, you talk to somebody for 2 years. You thought you were relating to them. You thought you were getting the point across. You thought you were telling the truth. And then when you see it, it's just totally different from what you had said. They took it and twisted it, and you're like, whoa. So that's why I backed up. How much did you ask me to do this interview, brother? Tell the truth.
It was about a year.
Yeah. How many times?
I can't even count.
A lot.
It was a lot of times. It was a lot of times.
What did I say? No.
Yeah, you said no, and you didn't know, and give you some time. And
I told you a lot of shit on the phone, didn't I?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We talked very extensively, and I think I thank you for that. Thank you for that information and that knowledge.
Well, I saw you were real when you did an interview about when you did a segment on about how she lied to him.
Yeah,
and I said, well, finally somebody fucking sees it.
Well, actually, I had that experience in my life.
You told me.
So yeah. It kind of hit home for me, and I just felt that was important, for all of the young men, black young men, white young men, but mainly us that go through that. I thought that was important that we.
But do you understand my dilemma?
Absolutely.
The greatest rapper of all fucking time. Come on. You could pretend Jay-Z, he got the most fucking money. You present Snoop Dogg, he's the most commercialized now. Greatest. They singing my son's shit 27 years after his death. I listened to his shit. If he wasn't my son, I'd listen to his shit. He's that good. He takes words that anybody could use, just puts them together with a beat. And you're bobbing your head and you're saying, yeah, that's true. Listen to this man. He's saying things that make sense, that touches the soul of every person in America. And he was a leader. And he had a large following. And I think that might have been a contribution to his demise between you and I. But that's another story.